Rajeshri Raut from class 9, and today I'm going to explain you the recoiling of gun. You might have experienced the recoiling of a gun during a very amazing game, that is the balloon shooting game in the fairs. And I am totally sure that you all have tried the game many a times in the fair. But have you ever wondered that why you get a backward jerk on your shoulder when you try to shoot the balloon? Okay, so come, I will explain you why this happens. So this is a gun, this is a bullet, and when you fire the bullet from the gun, you obviously apply a certain amount of force to the bullet. So the force on the bullet is the action, and from Newton's third law we know that every action has an equal and opposite reaction. So the bullet will apply a force that is equal in magnitude and opposite in direction to the gun, that is reaction. And due to the relatively high mass of the gun with respect to the bullet, unlike the bullet, it will just move a little distance backward. Where from we get this? From Newton's second law, we know that force is equal to mass into acceleration. So acceleration is obviously inversely proportional to mass. So as the gun moves a little distance backward, you get a backward jerk to the shoulder when you try to shoot the balloons. But how can we prove this mathematically? Come, I will explain you how we can prove it mathematically. We know that from law of conservation of momentum, m1 u1 plus m2 u2 is equal to m1 v1 plus m2 v2. Here we are taking the gun and the bullet separately. So here the mass of the bullet, let it be m1, the initial velocity of the bullet be u1, and the final velocity acquired by the bullet after firing the bullet from the gun be v1. Now in the gun, the mass of the gun is m2, the initial velocity of the gun be u2, and the final velocity acquired by it be v2. Now, since the gun and bullet both were initially at rest before we started firing, so the initial velocity of bullet and gun both will be 0 only. That is, u1 and u2 is equal to 0. So let us put this value in this equation. So m1 into 0 plus m2 into 0 is equal to m1 v1 plus m2 v2. So 0 is equal to m1 v1 plus m2 v2. Now we will bring this m2 v2 to this side. So we get minus m2 v2 is equal to m1 v1. Now from here you can get easily that v2, that is final velocity acquired by the gun, is equal to minus m1 v1 by m2. This negative sign implies the opposite direction of the gun with respect to the bullet, that it moves backward. So now I'm sure that you have got the answer to the question that why you get a backward jerk on your shoulder when you try to shoot the balloon. Thank you. From next time you would observe this.